China's tariffs will be introduced on the same day as the next tranche of US tariffs on August the 23rd. The latest escalation from Washington follows tariffs on $34 billion worth of Chinese goods. Trade representatives said in a statement, USTR released a list of approximately $16 billion worth of imports from China that will be subject to a 25% additional tariff. This second tranche of additional tariffs follows the first tranche of tariffs on approximately $34 billion of imports from China, which went into effect on July 6th. Now, China's Ministry of Commerce said in response, the US has, quote, once again put domestic law above international law by imposing very unreasonable new tariffs on Chinese goods. The ministry also said that China has to safeguard its own legitimate interests as well as that of the multilateral trading system by taking countermeasures.
China immediately came up with countermeasures on this and the previous round of U.S. tariffs on Chinese goods, sending a clear signal that China will not bow under pressure. The U.S.'s unilateral actions will only prompt necessary retaliation by China to protect its own interests.
Now, while the U.S. is targeting many components used in assembling products here in the U.S., Washington is also including items such as selfie sticks, TV remotes and musical instrument parts. China's list of 333 U.S. products to be taxed includes cars, motorcycles and U.S. energy exports, including coal. So how is U.S. industry reacting? Well, most U.S. companies want this to stop. Many statements from trade groups are saying the tariffs are raising costs for many businesses and inflicting pain on U.S. workers and is an ineffective way to change Chinese policy. And it's hitting the high-tech sector too. On the U.S. list is equipment and components used by the U.S. semiconductor industry. Their trade group, the Semiconductor Industry Association, is saying this: tariffs imposed on semiconductors imported from China will hurt America's chip makers, not China's, and will do nothing to stop China's problematic and discriminatory trade practices. And remember, the amount of goods hit by this round of tariffs is relatively small compared to what could be coming next. US President Trump and his trade team are considering tariffs of up to 25% on another $200 billion worth of Chinese goods. The public consultation period for this round of tariffs coming up ends the first week of September. Time, potentially, for some sort of talks. Nathan King, CGTN, Washington.